Okay, so I just watched the newest episode of Boruto this morning. This is episode 13, and of course, like we did last week, we're going to do a discussion / review of the episode, but before we get into that shit, you should go ahead and drop a like on the video. Go check out the playlist down in the description below of the other reviews that we've done for Boruto. This is only the second one in the series that we're doing, and we're on episode 13. We're going to continue doing these as long as y'all showing support. Y'all showed a lot more support than I expected y'all to on the last video, and the Xenoverse 2 video that I uploaded yesterday at like 12 o'clock, it was like midnight, is getting a good amount of views for something I haven't uploaded in literally probably almost a year. So thank you guys for that. If y'all haven't watched that yet, either the playlist will be linked down below, or just go on my channel and find it. But like I said, before we get into review, hit a like, leave me a comment down below what you thought about this episode. And anyway, let's go ahead and get into the review. So last episode, we saw the spoiler for this episode, and it was Mitsuki telling Boruto, you know, I know who the fucking mass assailant is, I know who the X Foundation member is, I know who is controlling the ghost, and Boruto don't believe it. And then we saw the scene that I was hyped over with Sai and Kakashi over there. We see Kakashi for the first time in the series in this episode, and we're gonna get into that shit because this shit is amazing. It is fire. So the episode starts off with Sai and two other Jonin searching a cabin or like a house in the Leaf Village, or like in the woods around the Leaf Village somewhere. They don't really specify where, but they're searching for any clues about the X Foundation member that is running the ghost operation, if you would say that. And they don't really find too much about the actual Hashirama cell experiment, but we do find out more about that later on down the road. But Sai does find a picture of the X Foundation member. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't really remember how to say his name, but there'll be a screenshot on the screen because, you know, just like last week, we'll have screenshots rotating in and out of what we're talking about. But he sees this picture and he recognizes the dude in the picture is the X Foundation member that was one of the leading scientists of the Hashirama cells, or the forbidden technology that Danzo was doing. And this guy is pretty much made his life out to be revenge for Danzo's death, and his goal was to destroy the Hidden Leaf Village. And in the picture, we see a little girl beside him, and the picture is like blurred out and stuff. It has like a little streak over it, but we already all know who it is. I mentioned it last episode during the review. It's the class rep. We find out down the road, like right after that, it cuts to Shikamaru and Naruto in Naruto's office. Kakashi comes in and they're talking about how they don't know how they missed this, how they did not make these connections that is between the X Foundation member and the class rep. And Kakashi then we're talking about how they stopped doing background checks on the Academy members after all the Great War happened, so someone suspected that Danzo's X Foundation members, and they didn't get hate towards them and stuff like that. Especially since Sai was one of those, Sai would have got a lot of hate and been pretty much like banished from the village or something like that. So since they didn't do any background checks, they didn't know the class rep actually was part, well not part, but her father was part of the X Foundation. Her mother, however, was not a Foundation member or a ninja at all. They did know that, but they did not know nothing about the father because they didn't do the background checks anymore. But at this point, Kakashi comes in, and this is the first time we see him in the whole series. And Kakashi's sitting here telling him that, you know, I've been out, instead of going to these hot springs that he was supposed to be going, taking a break, because you have to know Kakashi was the 6th Hokage, so he's supposed to be going on break because Naruto had just picked up his job. Instead of going on break, pretty much he was out searching for information on the Danzo members and stuff like that, and he found out all the information he needed to know about the Hashirama cell experiments that the X Foundation member was doing. And he found out that they were pretty much exorbitant chakra for people to feed to this creature called Nue, and that Nue is pretty much a ticking time bomb, practically. And at this point, it cuts to another scene with the two Jonin and Sai trapping the class rep, because the class rep went to Senju Park to release the Nue, and these two Jonin attack her, and we are sitting here ready for a fight. I'm expecting this bitch to go off like Kid Kakashi facing all the Jonin in the forest when he was protecting Ren. I was expecting a really big fight, but out of nowhere, we see Sai just karate chop the bitch in the back of the neck, and she pretty much gets knocked out. Her mask fall off. We confirm that it's actually a class rep, and he pretty much tells her, you know, like, I'm not gonna hurt you. You're my son's friend, so I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna restrain you. But right before he could restrain her, she said Nue, and pretty much that's how she summons the creature. She has a seal on her back to where it holds the Nue within her. So when she summoned the fucking Nue out, Nue pops out, and Sai and them are like, yo, is everyone okay? We don't know how we're gonna stop this. And of course the class rep escapes. At this point, before or after this happened, it cuts to Masuki and Boruto talk, and Masuki's over here telling Boruto, you know, I know who it is, and he tells him it's the class rep, and Boruto's not believing. He was like, nah, it can't be. I need to hear this with my own eyes. And Masuki's like, you can't. You either need to pick to save the class rep or save the village. You don't get a choice about both of them. You have to pick one or the other. But you know, Boruto, just like being Naruto, he's like, no, I'm gonna save both of them. And he goes off, and they both go and start chasing down to where Shinju Park, where the Nue was formed at. And this is another time where he tells him, you know, you gotta pick. And Boruto's like, I'm gonna save both of them. And we see a little bit more of Masuki's character development here. He said, I've been following you, I've been watching you, I've been trying to learn from you and seeing you make these decisions that I would never make in my life, and I really want to continue doing that. But right now, I know for a fact that killing the class rep will stop the Nue, and that's the best way to save the village. And I had orders to do so. So he uses his shadow clone to stop Boruto. I don't know how he did not see all the white snakes falling out of his fucking cloak onto the ground, but he didn't. Masuki makes the shadow clone and holds Boruto down, and he goes off to chase the class rep. Boruto, of course, he gets enough strength to summon the shadow clone, and he frees himself, and he starts chasing after Masuki so he can stop him from killing the class rep. They get there, and Masuki and the class rep are about to go at it, but however, Boruto stops them about right before they're about to kill each other. He stops them from fighting and tells them, yo, we don't have to do this. We can stop this. I can save you. We can work this all out. And the class rep looks up, and the Nue is right there, or one of his tails anyway, and she was like, yes, you can absorb my chakra. And the Nue just takes her, and Boruto jumps in that bitch with her, and that's the end of the episode. But I missed something so key, something I really wanted to talk about, and I missed it. It's out of order. Right before we got the scene with Masuki and the class rep about to kill each other, we see the scene where the homie Kakashi comes in with the purple lightning. Now, I was watching a video earlier today, and they mentioned it, or it was a video, Twitter post, Reddit post, something like that, but I didn't know it. Apparently, it was an published version of like Boruto or something like that. I don't really remember, or something. But it was something about Kakashi, or something unpublished, and it was pretty much telling us that since Kakashi doesn't have the Sharingan anymore, he can't support his Chidori as much, or can't support it at all anymore. So he made this new form of Chidori called Purple Lightning, and of course that's what I used for clickbait in the thumbnail here, because that Purple Lightning was so badass. Sai and them were about to get pretty much killed practically, and Kakashi just comes in with the fucking purple lightning and saving their ass. And then right after that, we see the first time Naruto has gotten serious in the whole anime. He comes in that bitch. They're like, why are you here? You're supposed to be helping the support effort. He was like, nah, I got Shikamaru and the others on that. I'm here to help. He goes Baiju mode, and he's about to fuck shit up, and that's when Kakashi tells them that pretty much if you do that, you're gonna fuck us all up, because this guy's a ticking time bomb, and you're gonna kill us all. And Naruto's like, well, crap, how are we supposed to defeat this thing? They're like, I really don't know how to stop him practically, and they threw Kunai over with metal strings attached to him to hold him down, and they had the barrier team set up a barrier so that way he couldn't escape. But at this point, that's when Boruto stopped Masuki and class rep from killing each other, and Nue went back into the seal and opened up above the class rep and grabbed the class rep, and then that's where the episode ends, where Boruto jumps into the portal with the class rep, and somehow Masuki jumps in there with him. But even though at the end of the episode it closes right before Masuki can get in there, so I don't know how Masuki gets in there, but in the spoiler, Masuki is there. So I really want to see how that's going to happen. I want to see how all this is going to fan out, because now pretty much Boruto is where the Nue and the class rep is, and we already know most likely, unless Boruto is going to take a little bit darker turn than Naruto did. We see Naruto turn Haku and Zabuza good. We could also see that Boruto is going to probably turn the class rep to his side and stop her from doing something she's going to regret in the future, showing her that her life is her life and not her father's revenge, because he's been saying that the whole episode. That's what Naruto does, that's what Masuki's doing. They're doing stuff that their fathers couldn't do, so they're over here trying to fulfill a destiny that their fathers couldn't. Masuki is over here trying to make up for Orochimaru's mistakes by saving the village instead of trying to ruin it. Boruto is trying to save all the ones closest to him instead of Naruto, where we all know Naruto does do that, but as Hokage, Boruto doesn't see that. He just sees him neglecting his family. So Boruto's trying to help and save every single person that he holds dear, and of course class rep is just seeking out revenge. And most likely we'll see next episode that, or in the next coming few episodes, we'll see Boruto pretty much talking to the class rep, telling her, you know, this isn't your path. You can make your own path. You don't have to follow what your father is doing. Now, while all this is fine and dandy, and most likely it will work, we could also probably see a darker side to it where she doesn't listen and she gets imprisoned or she gets killed. Because earlier in the episode we did see Shikamaru, Kakashi, and Naruto talking. Is like, are we gonna punish this kid as an adult, as like full-on punishment? And they're like, we're gonna have to set an example for any of the other X Foundation members out there. Anyway guys, that's it for the review slash discussion. The question I'm gonna leave you with today is, do you think the class rep is gonna go from seeking only revenge to going and siding with Boruto and stopping the Nue and just putting her whole father's plan behind her and moving on to a new path? Or is she just going to continue on with her father's revenge and ultimately pretty much either die or get punished by the Hidden Leaf Village by most likely imprisonment or something along the lines? Let me know that down in the comment section below, and I'll also have it in an iCard at the top of the screen. Didn't mention this at the beginning of the video, but I am starting up my second channel for FPS games like H1Z1, CSGO, PUBG, Destiny 2, GFX, stuff like that. I'm starting all that up now finally. The link will also be in iCard down in the description below, and I also have all the playlists and everything that you will need to check out in the description below as well. Anyway guys, make sure you check out the Naruto Blazing video that's going to be coming out later on today. Anyway guys, I'll see you the fuck later. Peace.